Welcome, everyone. When he talked about the unemployment rate going down, the unemployment rate is lower because people have stopped looking for employment because the jobs don't even exist. They have to find 3 or 4 jobs in order to survive. In Minnesota, at the Mall of America, where I worked retail, I literally knew people who had a job on each floor. And I'm not talking about one job, 3 or 4 jobs. Tonight, I bring you greetings from poor and homeless families across the United States of America. I cannot talk about poverty without talking about wealth. 80 people hold the same amount of wealth as the world's 3.6 billion poorest people, according to Oxfam's latest study. 388 billionaires together hold as much wealth as the poorest 50% of the world. It is difficult to describe these inhumane conditions in which my brothers and sisters are now living in under this and prior administrations. Tonight, mothers and children will lie down not in homes or shelters, but in cars and under bridges. Never, I repeat, never, have I seen the homeless crisis as bad as I've seen it in the last 20 years that I've been doing this work. Each and every day, I turn people away from our office because the city has no place to house them, and we have to move them into abandoned takeover houses or take them into our own homes. Today, families are going without water in Detroit, and in Puerto Rico. My neighbor downstairs, like thousands of other families, have no heat tonight in their homes. Veterans are returning home only to find themselves without employment after serving our country. Job fairs are afraid to advertise openings because they will be swamped with thousands applying for 1 or 2 jobs. Our country continues the mass incarceration of African American males and then releases them to the streets with no way to get employment, perhaps ever again. We are in trouble as a country and as Mother Earth, and we hear our ancestors crying out to us. Now is the time to turn this thing around. Obama calls for Republicans and Democrats to come together. Tonight, I am calling for all poor and working people to come together. Now is our time to leave the Democratic and the Republican Party. Our lives and our futures depend on our futures not being determined by the Chamber of Commerce and corporations. It's time for us to fight like hell for political independence in order to save ourselves and our planet. Let 2015 be the year of resistance. We can begin these plans by attending the United States Social Forum in Philadelphia, in Mississippi, and in San Jose. Let's let the year of 2015 be the year of resistance. Poor folks and working families can no longer just stand by. We must begin to plant our own food, take our own homes, and organize our people and fight for political independence. Thank you for joining us.